Hi, good morning, good evening, everyone. As always, I will give you a couple of minutes to tune in, to connect, and say hi to the group and to everybody uh, who's here. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Michael. Pause and breathe from Scotland. Fantastic. Good to see you here. Tasha, Pado, Mary, Astrid. As you guys can see, that's the first of all, I want to get it out of the way. The only beach that you'll be seeing today is the one on the picture behind me, because here in Sydney, unlikely as it is, we experience gale winds and rain this morning. So taking you to the beach would not be as pleasurable as I want it to be. So I apologize for that. The weather decided otherwise, but I'm still planning to do so and take you to the beach. Nevertheless, I'll plan for you a very joyful experience, and I hope that being together will make up for it. Caroline is here. Wonderful. Annette, Chris from snowy Connecticut. Yeah, rather than we have rain and gale winds, you have snow. Wonderful. Deb from Vermont. Oh, hello, Deb. Oh, good to see you here. Elizabeth, Nancy, Deb, Leslie, Karina, Amy. Hello, Charlotte. Beautiful. I know some of you mentioned that my events are not necessarily the best timed for people from Europe, and I think this is my way of saying that I think about you too, and I try to make my events accessible to absolutely everyone. So most likely from now on, I'll be choosing hours that are more suitable for everyone. It's impossible to do it, but I will vary in my times, so you all can join and we can all enjoy meditating together, which is the whole point of this live stream, to be together, to meditate, and to be in a conversation. So that's really great. Um, um, okay, so once you get in and introduce yourself, please say hello to all the fellow meditators, because I always want to mention that this is not just my show. This can only happen because of your presence, and your presence is absolutely fundamental for this meditation to work. If you meditate on your own, I'm sure you notice difference in quality and difference in kind of vibration when you meditate on your own and you meditate in a group. However, connected through the internet, this it's even more pronounced when we meditate in group in person. However, I want to highlight that your presence is absolutely crucial here, and you are making a huge difference both personally and collectively. Also want to thank you all for not only your support and all the numerous donations that you give to me to help me to continue my work, but most of all today for joining my circle where conversation is absolutely fantastic. I want to thank you um, so much for that, for being there and for contributing, asking questions, talking to other meditators. This really works. So Tomek Circle, it's on Insight Timer. You are more than welcome to join at any time, join a conversation, even for a while. That were really wonderful. And thank you for the last session, which was, I think, the most attended session of all for me. So many of you joined and share your thoughts. Today, I thought I planned something else for the beach, but since we are, as I said, for those of you who just joined, the only beach you're going to see is the one on the picture behind. Uh, I kind of change what we're going to do today. And instead of many questions or answering many questions, I just want to take upon one that came from my listeners very often. And the question is related, question and the meditation that will follow is related to one thing and one thing only. And this thing is letting go. Letting go, it's arguably one of the most important things that we learn in meditation. And without the ability of letting go, uh, it is going to be very difficult to achieve anything. However, as I believe Zach mentioned during the last live event, everybody says that, but nobody tells you how to do it. And nobody mentions how difficult actually is to let go of your thoughts, of your emotions, of everything, to clear up that mental space for the meditation, for mindfulness to arise. Because mindfulness arises in the space uh, of letting go, so to speak. But what it means to let go for you, maybe you can contribute a uh, few sentences, sorry, few words in the comment section, and please share with us, what does it mean to let go for you? In the meantime, hello Dan, hello Dee, hello Michael. Dave says to feel extremely light doesn't hurt anymore, says Pato. To be less constricted around something. Yes, I really love that. Get into my own body completely. Be yourself. Wonderful. Still in the process of learning to release anger, to forgive yourself. Allowing something to move through me so it's no longer has emotional power on me. Sharon, wonderful. Certainly. We practice this together. Cast to release control. Yes, yes, to relieve stress, to trust, to surrender, having no expectations, forgiveness and compassion. Freedom of perspective, says Sarah. Chris, acceptance. Dan says no resistance. You see how one word or two words in this case can mean so many different things to individually. And I think that's something that you discover as you sit to the meditation, as you practice mindfulness. And one of the things I want to, and you all correct, because letting go means different things to different people and depends on the circumstances. And that's why it's so important to get into the experience of things if we want to keep discovering what that really means. There is a book I started reading to educate myself on the topics of meditation, mindfulness, and that's Mindfulness in Plain English. It's a wonderful book written by a Sri Lankan Buddhist monk called Bhante. His name is very intricate, so Bhante, Bhante, I believe. That's how you spell his name. And Mindfulness in Plain English, it's a wonderful book for those of you who who meditate and wish to put an extra layer of wonderful knowledge on top of what are you doing within the space of meditation. Uh, as a monk and as a very wise person, Bhante mentions many things that I think clarify the space, what it means to let go and what it means to meditate. And as the title of the book promises, he does it very humbly in a plain English. There's no beating around the bush, there's no using some fancy vocabulary or talking about altered state of consciousness. It's very practical and applicable. And something that I've taken, there are many things in this book, and something that I've taken from this book just recently is how the meditation and how the process of letting go works. And at the very beginning, meditation, when you sit and you start practicing, has two components. Has a component of mindfulness, which is being aware of what's going on and letting that inside meditation, or introversion, if you will, having ability of observing, not judgmentally, all the processes that are happening within us, all the emotions, all the thoughts. But the second component, as important, without which this could not happen, is focus, and it is concentration. So without concentration, without our developing that basic ability of being able to focus and concentrate on an object of meditation, you won't be able to mindfully pay attention to anything. Will be just, as happens to me very often, even this morning, we feel overwhelmed by the stream of thoughts. And when that happens, there's no room for mindfulness. And on the contrary to that, when we are mindful of what's going on, it is the nature of mindfulness that mindfulness transforms whatever there is: emotional states, thoughts, scenarios that we're running in our heads constantly. And that's something that I'd like to offer to you and to all of us here today. A meditation that actually I learned at the very beginning of my journey with meditation. I didn't even call back then this process meditation. I called it contemplation, and it came from a Christian tradition. Around 2008, I was sitting in this small hall, just a couple of people. Tim was my teacher, and he was talking about centering prayer, which is a contemplative prayer that comes from a Christian tradition, Christian mystic tradition, um, uh, uh, popularized by Father Thomas Keating. And centering prayer, it's a very simple, however not easy, method of letting go, gradual letting go. And I've realized that this Christian method has so much to do with other traditions, like Buddhist traditions, that invite us to do the same thing. They don't talk about mindfulness, they don't talk about concentration, but the purpose of it is very much the same. Thank you, Nils. Mindfulness in Plain English by Bhante Hanopa Gunaratana. Yeah, very Sri Lankan Buddhist monk. Thank you for mentioning it, for all of you. And as I said, meditation and centering prayer are very simple in principle, but not easy. And that's why everybody, includes me, struggle with it so much. But these simple instructions that I will give you in a second help me tremendously to make my sitting periods more systematic, and gave me a very clear direction towards which I can go with pretty good results. So the method of centering prayer, it's very simple. It consists of 4 R's. Resist no thought. Retain no thought. React to no thought. And then return to the sacred word. I explain in a second what sacred word is, or sacred breath. So return, react to no thought, resist no thought, retain no thought, and then return to the sacred word. So in these 4 R's, both concentration and mindfulness are neatly packed in one bundle that allows you to basically go through every single meditation. So we have the letting go part is encapsulated in the first 3 R's. Resist no thought, react to no thought, retain no thought. Right? We know we allowing the stream come to our consciousness as is, as interrupted. That's the mindfulness part. But then we know that mindfulness is not possible with the concentration, and that's why we have the last one, a return to the sacred breath or sacred word. And sacred word is that concentrative part that helps our mind to focus on an object. That's what Buddhist meditation prescribes at the very beginning, to develop concentration and focus on your object. And once we have that little bundle presented to us, we start working through all the process and started to exploring what is, as you mentioned, what the letting go means to you. You start discovering it. Nobody can really tell you that. You can hear words, as you can see, as you can hear my words. However, the question is, what are you going to take away from this? And this can be only applied in the space of meditation, when you first of all sit and train yourself in the art of mindfulness. Become mindful in a simple setting with no distractions, quiet place, perhaps light a candle, a scent, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But this is only a training that allows you to stand up after the formal meditation period and carry on through your day and still remain mindful, which is a very important thing that many people miss. In the same way, I think Bante mentions this in his book. The same as a musician practices scales. Practicing scales, it's like meditation. Every single musician, doesn't matter how advanced, at the beginning practices scales, in the middle of his career practice scales, until every day, until very end practice scales. That's the training. But training, it's not playing the music. It's not giving a concerto. Concerto is, that's what we doing the training for. And mindfulness meditation, the formal meditation that we do, is, and developing mindfulness and practicing letting go and having all those experiences, is so we can transform our life and transform our everyday life, what we do, and everything that we do. And that's the purpose. That's the concerto that we're training for. And that's why I always invite you, after the formal practice of meditation, whatever we do, take just a one thing that comes strongly, that you connect strongly with, and take it and continue doing that throughout the day and see how it goes. And apply this experience and knowledge to everyday life, because that's the reason for it. I understand that many of us, and that's sometimes me, just come here to relax, to experience relief from the hectic life, from the busyness of everyday life, to forget about the worries. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. However, I want to invite you to take it a step further and take it throughout your day. And as I say in one of my meditations on Insight Timer, plant the seeds of awareness throughout the day and see how they're going to work out, and what is going to grow out of them. And then once again, at the end of the day, maybe make a small reflection, maybe write something in your journal or notebook. How did it go? Could you really see a difference? Bring once again awareness to the entire day, and reflect on it. If that experience, if that meditation was just a momentary relief, or was it something that helped you throughout the day? And then eventually, and that approach eventually leads to living your life more mindfully. And I think that's my approach. That's something I teach, and that's most importantly something that I try to apply to my own life. And sometimes successfully, but sometimes with the miserable effects. I won't lie to you. I started meditating in 2008, and still until today, this is back and forth. This is not something I definitely not. I'm not close to the end of the journey. I'm not. I'm trying. Sometimes I just think I'm not even at the beginning. I have my thoughts like, why am I doing it? because I'm still being overwhelmed by emotions. I still get angry very often, and however those small differences I experience, I think that's what we are looking for, and we still relearning, coming back to that mindfulness. And every time I do, um, that's how I see that it works. Um, yeah, pause and breathe. That's why it's called practice. You can never be an expert. Yeah, that's right. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Something that comes to mind. Thank you, pause and breathe, for that wonderful comment. Okay, so having said all that, right now I'd like you to invite you to sit with me and experience and discover for yourself what letting goes mean. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this meditation, the fact that I can see you all here together, the fact that we can meditate together makes a huge difference to me. And I hope it will make that sense of community, sense of belonging, and sense of purpose that we are all gathered here for will make this experience gives this gives this experience an extra oomph, if you will. That's my intention for you, and that's intention for me as well. Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna practice with my wonderful microphone here. I always try to make these experiences as intimate as possible. That's why I bring myself close to the microphone so I don't have to shout, and you can hear the intention through the sound of my voice. Okay, so before we start, there are only four rules for this meditation: resist, no thought; react to no thought; retain, no thought; and then return to the sacred word. And I could describe what the sacred word is, but in a nutshell, it's an anchor that will help you to retain focus every time you feel that you're being swept away by the stream of thoughts, emotions. And you can choose any word. It can be peace, it can be love, it can be whichever word is close to you. But I suggest for this practice even a simpler word: yes. Every time you think that you were swept away and you lost your mindfulness, you bring yourself back to focus through a simple word: yes. Do not repeat it constantly. Use it as make it the deal with yourself, so to speak. And every time you feel that you need it, say quietly yes. Yes, gently and quietly. Gentle focus that help the mindfulness to rise. Okay, let's see how it goes. I will repeat those instructions during the meditation as well. Okay, so as always, make yourself feel comfortable. There's no need to sit in any particular posture. If you want to lie down, lie down. If you want to sit, sit. If you want to sit with your legs crossed, that's fine. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. You're trying to take away the part of the physical body, physical pains out of it, and focus internally on the internal process. I always suggest to, for the first part of the relaxation, roll your shoulders back, wiggle a bit, release any kind of immediate tension from your body. Usually, a lot of tension sits in your shoulder and your neck. So if you feel it, you may even put your hand on your neck. Give yourself some self care. Why not? And then drop your shoulders away from your ears. If you've been holding your shoulders for too long, too stressed, just relax also slightly. And with your back straight, allowing unrestricted flow of your breath, Allow your eyes to close. And the intention behind this practice is for the mindfulness, it's allow mindfulness to arise and experience those moments of mindfulness, awareness of the present moment, awareness of there is. And you will see how the experience comes to you and you apply gentle attention to everything that comes your way. And when you feel that you lost your mindfulness, that you are no longer in the present moment, that you're being swept by thoughts, by emotions, simply bring yourself by saying gently and kindly in your head, yes, I am here. Yes, this is the present moment. Yes, it is okay to be here. So right now, I'll ask you to connect with all the experiences that come from within, any bodily sensations, any tension, and start being aware of the internal landscape, which is usually a reflection of all the experiences that you had today, yesterday. And recognize that the immediacy of this experience, that although you may experience something in the past, this manifests as a bodily sensations right now. It may manifest as bodily sensations now. And that's okay. And the moment that you notice, that you mindfully notice that you are not here, not in the present moment, acknowledge it by saying, yes, I am back. As the short moment when mindfulness arises, you realize that you're away and now you're back to yourself, back to the present moment. Resist no thought, no emotion, no experience. Retain no thoughts, no emotion, no experience. React to no thought, no emotion, no experience. And say yes to everything that comes your way. Knowing that every experience is temporary and will pass. Knowing that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Knowing that you are in a very good company, allowing yourself to be here. And for me, being by your side, holding the space for you, guiding you through this experience, and along the sacred word, reminding you to be mindful. Feeling the softness in which mindfulness arises around each experience, not judgmentally, softly, calmly, in stillness, experiencing the present moment. And notice that this can be a joyful experience. Experiences all those qualities, knowing that you are safe, secure, and protected, that nothing can really touch you right now except of thoughts and emotions that come your way that are transitory in nature. They will pass. They are not you. They are just experiences that come your way, but they are not you. And every time you find yourself identified with those thoughts and emotions, simply say, yes, I am here in the experience, but I am not the experience. The experience comes to me and I'm the observer. Softly letting the experience come and pass. Resist no thoughts. React to no thoughts. Retain no thought. And return to the present moment, saying yes to all the experience. It is possible that at first this practice requires a lot of effort. Depends on many circumstances. But with time, it gets more effortless. When the mindfulness arises, enjoy this moment and collect those moments of stillness. And know that this may be a joyful experience. And if it happens that experience is too overwhelming, you're always welcome to take one deeper breath that will help you to let go of the tension that accumulated in your body. And then return. Resist no thought. React to no thought. Retain no thought. And return to the present moment by saying yes to everything that comes your way. And now it's time to return. Joyfully give yourself thanks for this time you spend practicing mindfulness, knowing that you can carry it throughout the day as often as you want, planting the seeds of awareness here and there. Give thanks to all of the meditators, all of us who are co creating this space in which you meditated. Acknowledge the collective effort of us being here, connected, sitting across the world in so many countries, bound by one purpose of cultivating mindfulness. Begin reconnecting with your external senses, moving your awareness from inside to the outside. Start being aware of the environment around you, the room you sit in, the chair that you sit on, sensing the boundaries of your physical body, embracing the experience of the physical world, of the physical reality. Connect with the sounds, the sound of my voice, and the noises and the sounds that come to your ears right now. Start being aware of your skin touching the surface upon which you sit. Start being aware of your feet on the floor and your hands in your lap. And now add some gentle physical movements, starting with your toes. Wiggle them also slowly and gently. Feeling and seeing, noticing how it feels to actually move your body that was still for an extended period of time. Move and stretch your fingers. And now slowly and very gently tilt your head to the left, feeling muscles in your neck stretching and flexing. Tilt your head slowly and gently to the right, observing muscles on the other side of your neck, being aware of them. Bring your head back to the center. And let us take one deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Long exhale. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Mel got to go. Thank you, Mel, for being here. All right, guys. So for those of you, maybe you can share your experiences. That'd be wonderful. In one word, how do you feel? Can you feel a difference? Were you able to experience moments of mindfulness? And on my part, I just want to share that I think you can hear the softness in my voice. I think that's the best explanation of how I feel right now. The softness and the wavy nature of mindfulness that comes and goes, which wasn't bothering me that much on this occasion. Normally, I wrestle with the experience, but on this occasion, I was observing how that I was start being aware that, oh, I wasn't mindful, and I bring myself back and I observe the tension in my body. But all of this was in the space of softness. I don't know if I'm making sense of myself. That was my experience. um yeah, Neil says touch of joy and awareness. That's a beautiful way of putting it. That's exactly, I think I can certainly connect with your words and resonate with your words. uh Vicky says, yes, I love the word to come back to. My new gratitude word. Beautiful. Tasha says, very calming. Lisa, everything I look at is clearer. Amazing. I think that's the transformational nature of mindfulness, that you have the same object, the same reality around you, but because of a mindfulness, the perception of it's clearer. The isness of things was transformed. And I think that's the nature of mindfulness. I just want to. Catherine says, frustrated. I'm sorry. The dog decided to tap dance on the. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I apologize for it's very funny. I know it wasn't funny for you. Dance on the hard floor. My daughter came to sit by me eating a pudding, and my O came in and out. That's the one of the things. Thank you, actually, Catherine, for sharing that experience, because ultimately, that's what I was talking about when we sit on a cushion in those quiet moments, when we practice, we train ourselves in the art of mindfulness. Ultimately, we can apply it to moments like that when the life is certainly not the way we want it to be, and we still kind of taking out and being soft towards it. Not an easy thing. Not an easy thing, I promise. Sometimes being swept by the experience, and there's no room for mindfulness. But if we can, you may get the clarity of this moment with better. Um, Couple of more comments. Gabrielle says, very calming indeed. Beautiful. Laura is present. Caroline says, hearts to Dave. Caroline made a beautiful comment. I'm sorry, I apologize. The comments are streaming sometimes very fast, and I'm not able to read them all. It's simply the technical issue that I'm experiencing here. There's so many of you here, which I'm very grateful for. Peace said, I thought that was Tamara saying her dog tapped on her keyboard. I'm sorry, you know better. Marushka says, it was moving to hear my own heart beating. Fantastic. This is, if you can tune in into the beat of your own heart, I think that's definitely a wonderful anchor for your mindfulness practice. Beautiful. Eva expressed her gratitude. Um, so as you can see, within the space, with the mindful moments and the space of mindfulness, we have so many wonderful experiences, and there's no one experience that is better than the other. It's the it's the uniqueness of our own experience that to which we can apply mindfulness and have those experiences. Mindfulness does not discriminate between one experience and another. It's just being applied to everything that is, which is absolutely wonderful. So once again, I want to thank you, um, for you, first of all, you being here. I have a meditation on Insight Timer that uses the principles of 4 R's. Resist no thought, react to no thought, retain no thought, and return to the sacred word. So feel free to check that. It's I think it's called Yes meditation, saying yes to the present moment. For those of you who wish to continue meditating with me, perhaps you are here for the first time. First of all, welcome. Yeah, I extend my warm welcome for you being here, and my thanks for being here. If you wish to meditate with me and tune in to future live events and my meditations, the easiest way to do it is to simply follow me on Insight Timer, and and click that icon of a bell so you can receive a notification every time I publish something or every time I have a live event. Another way of connecting with me and connecting with all of you wonderful meditators is to join my circle, as I said before, which now is so many of you are there and the conversation is going. It's simply called Tomek's Circle. So if you look it on Inside Timer, Tomek Circle, I'm there waiting to answer all your questions that perhaps I didn't answer during this meditation, because, like I said, the comments coming so fast. And for those of you, maybe your friends who missed this meditation, I will be uh, publishing it on my YouTube channel called Tomek Guided Meditations. You can rewatch it uh, later. But right now, I want to thank you for your presence and thank you for being here and meditating together, co-creating this space. I really had so much fun, for which I give you my gratitude. I very much look forward to meditating you next time. So right now, I wish you a wonderful day or a pleasant evening wherever you are. And until next time, bye bye.